as I've said before, there's a few things that need changing in that introductory video for next season. Welcome, guys, back to Football Worldwide or Inter Worldwide if you're joining us on that particular channel today. And if you are, I encourage you to make the jump across to Football Worldwide and please subscribe to us as we finish this amazing season of Serie A. I've got my boy Adam from Melbourne. He'll be nervous, that's for sure. A lot riding on, a huge fixture for you guys. How you doing, bro? Good to see you.
Good, mate. There's a long wait between the semi-final and the final, but yeah, we're pumped and can't wait for it.
Always is, man. And joined by my boy rocking the beautiful black and blue in the background, but also showing his support for Adam and Mourinho. What's going on, Hoy?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, boys? Yeah, we gotta definitely show respect and appreciation to Roma, especially Jose Mourinho. You guys know we love Jose Mourinho. Me and Adam definitely the time he's with Inter. And I love seeing Roma, the last Italian team in a European competition, which is a final. I know some people are trying to downplay that the Conference League is not big, but at the same time, when a trophy's on the line, the trophy's on the line. So good luck to them. I hope they can bring it home to the capital of Italy. And shout out to my boy Jose again.
Beautiful. All right, let's start from the top. Literally the top, because for as long as we had that game in hand, Hoy, I guess a lot of fans, not me personally, would have imagined us as being front runners all of this season. The reality is these guys have occupied top spot for majority of the season. Rightfully so. They've closed out matches against Verona and Atalanta that many of us thought were going to drop points. Mate, they've done the business. They're 1 point away from the Scudetto. My mind's happy with second. Well, not happy. My mind has had to settle for second, man. And Adam would have been surprised as well because he was one of the very vocal ones on this show that had Inter winning from start to finish. I'll go to Hoyan first. Your reaction to Milan doing the business 2-0 against Atalanta, bro?
You know, what can you say about Milan? You know, people like to attack them for the fact that, you know, when you look at their squad, comparing it to Napoli, Inter, Juventus, they seem, you know, inferior. But at the same time, you know, at some point, you got to give respect to them. They've grinded out. They pushed through. And when you looked at the 6 fixtures they had and the 6 fixtures that we had, you would think that they'd be dropping points by now. But no, they went straight so far. 5 out of 6, they've won it. And they've won it, you know, in different fashions. So that's all I can say, really, at this point. Shout out to them and what they've been doing.
Absolutely. On a really good budget as well, having to make some big ballsy moves in the back room, like getting Donnarumma out and getting, you know, replacing what most people would have perceived the best keeper in the league with an even better best keeper in the league now with Mike Maignan. He has to be a runner for their player of the season. Adam, your comments and thoughts on Milan as they go into match 38, only needing a single point at the Mappe.
Yeah, as the Curva has been singing, Pioli's on fire, and so is this so is this Milan team. You're right, Anth. We've talked on this show consistently over time, and maybe Anth and Vince and Carlos haven't, but about Milan finally succumbing at some stage. But one match day out from the end of the season, and they're still on top. So they've definitely proved me wrong because I thought that Inter, with the talent that they've got on their bench and being able to rotate that squad, Inzaghi would have got them over the line, but he hasn't. And yeah, Milan only need a draw at Sassuolo on match day 38 to secure another Scudetto. I mean, we can talk about at length, and we probably will do in the review show about this Milan side potentially being, you know, maybe one of the worst sides to ever win the league, but you can't discount their effort, consistent effort. The way they've just plugged away after being ousted from the Champions League, especially, they've just gone up a level and up a gear. And yeah, credit to them and credit to the team and to Pioli's coaching staff. And you know what? Who else needs a lot of credit? And we haven't mentioned him enough on this show, and that's Paolo Maldini. Legend in his day, as we know, but he has orchestrated this Scudetto from all the dealings he's done in the back room to get them to where they are now. So massive pat on the back for him. A man, all it takes is someone with a bit of business acumen combined with a vast knowledge of the sport. That's all it takes, and you know, a budget of some sort. So Whatever happens on next weekend, credit to Maldini because Milan's on the up regardless.
Oh, 100%, man. Well said. And they'll bring in some fresh blood next season. They'll be happy to see a few people leave as well. Things are looking bright for Milan. It's good to see Mattia in the chat. There's 9 people, 10 now with us as well. Double digits for the round table today this early. That is fantastic. Nikhil as well. Somehow they stepped up the pressure and capitalized where we fell flat. 100%. All right, let's move into Inter and talk a little bit about this. Dino says, talk about the handball on Dumfries when it was still 2-1. Yeah, I'm more than happy to speak about that, man. I feel like you're insinuating that narrative that a lot of people have run with this season, that Inter's the only club to get calls go their way. If that's the case, let's talk a little bit about the clear foul that was there for Leao's goal for Milan. But I don't care. I don't care about the refereeing decisions this season because they became so obscure. Not this season. 2-3 seasons ago, there was still misuse of VAR. They're still misusing it now. At the end of the day, the teams that are challenging for the Scudetto this season deserve to be challenging. The teams that have qualified for the Champions League deserve to qualify. I feel like this season's representation on the ladder is exactly where it all needs to be. That being said, what Adam was just saying, you expected Inzaghi and Inter to run away with it or win it. We all sort of expected us to win it, but it still hasn't been bad. You know what I mean? We're going to get a respectable points tally. It's only for the sheer superiority of Milan's mental grind and being able to close out these games that we're not going to be champions, because when you look at our season, we've picked up results in the majority of our games. We've had a good season under a first manager. When you take into account, we obviously lost our existing manager, his assistant coach, the head of the backroom physiotherapy, our best goal scorer and our second top assister. Simone Inzaghi has done a good job this season. It's also might as well worth mentioning that we're recording this at the first time since Inter have beaten Juve for a second time in a cup final and won the Coppa Italia. It's still something. You know who doesn't care about domestic cups? Fans of the teams who did not win the domestic cup. So we've added our 8th Coppa Italia to the trophy cabinet. It's fantastic to beat them. It's fantastic to beat them in extra time. And I just think that this season for Inter fans still needs to be seen as a good and positive one going forward. And like I was saying, Hoy, to Adam off camera, you can still have a good season and have a disappointing one. There's no reason why the two can't mix in the same bowl. So it is a disappointing season because this team should have won the Scudetto. But in many other regards, we made it out of the Champions League group stage. We got shoved with a really dodgy secondary draw against Liverpool. We should have been against Ajax. And we've challenged for the Scudetto until match day 38. And you know what? There's still 2% probability that we walk away with it. So while we're recording this now, Hoy, what's your reflection of the season so far, man? And let's just assume that Milan do get a point at the Mappe. How are you feeling?
No, I think I watched the video of you saying, Anthony, like we went from being kings of Italy to seeing Conte leave, Hakimi leave, basically the whole club being disassembled. We lost Ericsson to the freak accident. And then 2 weeks before the season's supposed to kick off, the man that we're thinking is going to be there to take us, back to the throne, because we're all like, at least we still got Lukaku, we still got boom, no more Lukaku. And then at that point, to be honest, like many of Interistas around the world, I was like, wow, is this literally, did we just pay and spend all this transfer and all this money just for us to buy one Scudetto? It was very sad. But then we got Simone Inzaghi to come in. He ended up bringing in some players. We got Dzeko. We ended up getting Hakan. So shout out to Pepe Morata for being proactive in that point. And now, like you said, we've done stuff that we have not. To be honest, I've been an Inter fan since the early 2000s. I can't remember a time we defeated Juventus in 2 cup finals away to Allianz in the same season. Yep. So you can't just always look at the negative stories of everything. You gotta be humble. Interistas need to understand that yes, the Scudetto is not in our hand. There's still a very probable chance that we could probably still win. But at the same time, you gotta be grateful. We went through 7 years without being in the Champions League. We went 10 years without, decade without winning the Scudetto, 11 years without winning the Coppa Italia. So you can't always just look at it from the bad side just because of what you haven't achieved. You gotta look at what you got. So I'm happy, however the season ends, that what we've accomplished, and I feel like the future is bright from just what I'm hearing about the new Mercatos, and I believe give Simone Inzaghi one more season with these guys and be able to craft, because right now the errors that you've seen, especially in February, is growing pains, and that always comes with any new manager. Anybody can tell you, no manager just comes to a club and kicks it right off the bat. And I think one thing Milan has over all the clubs is Pioli is really the only person. Him and I guess Gasparini, if you want to count him, are the only two managers that have not changed. Juventus had a new manager, Lazio had a new manager, Napoli had a new manager, Roma has a new manager, Inter. So all those managers is going to take time to establish their philosophy, find out who works with who, what, and realistically, that's where we lost points is Simone, tampering with it. But I believe I'm very high hope for next season that he's going to be able to push us through and then get us to that second star that we need if it's not happening this weekend.
Fair call, man. Well said. I'm really interested in hearing Adam's opinion on Inter finishing the season second and going forward to next season, what he thinks about that. I'm also really happy to say there's 17 people watching the roundtable. So big shout out to Matt Pickham over here in Southwest Sydney. I hope you had a good day, my G. Emiliano, a regular, and Moman definitely doing the important things at the end of his day in Texas by watching us in bed. Adam, off you go, man. Really keen to hear what you think about Inter finishing the season with 2 domestic cup trophies, second place. You think we can go into next campaign positively?
Look, the first thing I'll say, guys, from the outsider's point of view is it's starting to sound like a post-mortem here. So there is still one more match day. And you know what? We've seen some crazy finishes to seasons in the past, not only in Serie A, but, in all the top leagues. Stranger things have happened. So don't get too discouraged by, Anthony and I talked Hoy about Sassuolo potentially just rolling over this weekend, which might potentially happen, right? But history suggests that that's not a lock as such. So you might find yourselves next week celebrating another Scudetto. Who knows, right? But aside from that, I think this season, considering the fact that you lost Hakim, you lost Lukaku, a change in managers, probably the biggest change, right? And you've come away with 2 trophies, nothing to be sniffed at. And you lost to probably the best side in the world in the Champions League. So all in all, I think you guys should keep your heads up and celebrate what you have achieved this season, because it's been extraordinary to be able to do that twice against Juventus. And, Juve for all their failings this year in terms of their league standing, you still, when you come up against Juve in the final, it's really a different ballgame, isn't it? So we saw that in that Coppa final for me is one of the best games I've seen in a long time. Just sheer the sheer effort by those players. Anyone that tells me that the Coppa is not taken seriously just doesn't understand football. You know what? When you watch all these documentaries that they show now on Prime, All or Nothing series, and all those backroom sort of stuff and behind the scenes, and you see with the F1 as well now. I don't know if you remember, but watching the Juventus All or Nothing last season, when Pirlo won that trophy, those celebrations in the dressing rooms, right? They tell us that this Coppa means a lot to the players, and that translates to the fans as well. So it is a major trophy. So celebrate that. And look, all in all, I think this season, for me, you're still the best team in Serie A. Regardless of what happens next weekend, you're still the best team in Serie A. You've got the best crop of players in the league. So if you don't win it, I think you'll strengthen again, and you'll probably be the favourite going into next season. But boys, hold on to your seats, because it's going to be a roller coaster 90 minutes on the weekend.
100%. We've still got 15 people here watching the round table. Make sure you like the video. Thank you, everybody. I get what Mo's saying. Not winning the season is a failure for Inter, but no one dares to say it from our fan base. No one's saying that not winning the league is a failure, but beating Juventus in 2 cup finals is a success. You can't call coming second to Milan on matchday 38 a failure without also saying it's a success to win the Coppa Italia and the Supercoppa. Whether the two equate to make it a successful season, in your subjective opinion, is once again subjective to you. But for me personally, the fact that it was Juve in the Coppa, knowing that they would have gone, as Adam said, very important to the players, they would have gone into this game saying, we can save our season. We can save a really disappointing season by winning this cup final. So thanks, Harry, for checking in as well. Really, really appreciate it. And Matt Pickham has just dropped an article on our website as well. So head to interworldwide.net if you want to read that. going into Juve 2, Lazio 2, late goal from Milinkovic-Savic to ruin Giorgio Chiellini's farewell, and I guess Paulo Dybala's farewell. This guy's the talk of the town, the talk of the country at the moment. Where is he going to go? Crying like an absolute baby today to the fans, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. This tells me that he's still not moving to the club's most direct rival. I mean, these are real tears, you think, or else he's a really, really good actor. But I still think that there's bids coming in from Barcelona and Atletico Madrid as well as England for this dude right here. More importantly for the day, it was a farewell for this guy here. And I'm just going to say it, man. I love him. There's one Juventus player that I don't have any shame in saying. I love him when I think back to how disappointing and gut-wrenching it is for Italy to not make this World Cup. The only light that shines through that disgusting black wall is a tiny hole that remembers Giorgio Chiellini and how he carried us to Euro 2020. That's his Euros. That's his tournament. And I'll be grateful and remember him. So grande Giorgio for that. Juventus is losing what I'm calling the last piece of DNA from the Juventus legacy. You know, they've lost a fair few along the way, and this is the last one to bounce. Bonucci is not in that category. Overall, disappointing campaign, but I'll go to Adam first this time. Words on Dybala and words on Giorgio Chiellini.
Yeah, big Giorgione. You know, even from a non-Juve supporter's point of view, he's such a humble guy that you can't love him. I mean, as fans of the Azzurri as well, he needs to be respected for his feats at Euro 2020 and the way he carried himself as well during those World Cups when we got knocked out in the group stages and then not qualifying for Russia and then not qualifying again for Qatar. The way he goes about when he speaks, very humble guy and massive respect to him. Whatever he does in the future, wish him well. I think there's reports he's going to LA. From what I read. But on the Dybala thing, I was quite surprised by his outpouring of emotion at the end of that game. I watched an extended clip of the presentation for Giorgione and had Dybala, as you guys would have seen, walking away in tears. So probably in the end, probably wanted to stay at Juve, but just didn't work out. Now, where is he going? I've got no idea because you're right, Anth. After seeing him cry like that, I can't see him putting on an Inter shirt next season. I mean, there's even been reports that he's had conversations with Mourinho and he might come to us. The fact that we have to pay a transfer fee for him, even though he's commanding high wages, we could make it work if we really wanted to, because the Freakins have just bought the last 13% stake of the club. So they're pouring in some stupid money. I think it's $500 million so far they've put into Roma. So it sounds like they've got money to burn, but and 20 mil over 3 seasons for Dybala.
It's not that much. It's really not that much. That's what all the Juventini fans are struggling to realize. Anybody that gets this guy, this is highway robbery, no matter what way you're looking at it for those wages.
Yeah. Because if you had to pay a transfer fee for him, 20 million would have been a bargain, right? So, exactly. I don't know. It's just it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. And you know what, Anthony, I sort of agree with you that I wouldn't discount a move to Spain or more a move to Spain than a move to England. I think Spain would suit his game a lot better than the English game. But I'm sort of torn whether I actually even want him, to be honest, because if we get him, it might mean we lose Zaniolo. And if I had to pick one out of the two, I probably want to retain Zaniolo. So. We'll see what happens over the next week, because I don't think it'll be too long before there's an announcement on him. I can't see it playing out through the summer. I think it's going to be really quick.
Yeah, nice one, man. Well said. Hoy, your comments on La Jolla and Giorgio Chiellini leaving Juventus.
So first thing about Chiellini, I forgot which manager did, but someone said Chiellini and another defender, they could literally teach the art of defense, at Harvard or something towards that, which is true, man. The man, he's not only loved by Juve, but you can see the respect that other players have. I really respect him as the person he is, because I remember the Super Coppa after Inter won. He was on the sideline literally clapping for Inter,
Yeah, and classy.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Yeah, sometimes when he's on the pitch, he does stuff, but that's how you play football. So, and this man literally, embargoes the classic defense of Italian football, and it's really sad to see that defenders like him are kind of being extinct. Those grit, those fight to the last grit, and you can see. I remember, was it last season or the season before? Lukaku was in great shape, and he was just handling him, giving him problems. And this man is almost pushing 40, and here you are going up against someone big like Lukaku, and it's not easy. You've seen so many defenders try to, man to man, and they always get pushed away. So, big loss to Juve, but I think it's also a big loss to Italian football that we don't have anybody else like Chiellini in here showing respect. And I have much, ambition for him, and I wish him the best luck. If he does come to the MLS, like is being reported, LAFC, hopefully when he comes to Minnesota, I want to go see him one of the games. I don't usually watch much MLS, but I will definitely go and see him play. And then about Paulo Dybala. Bro, it's so crazy that a player this loved and loves the club is being treated like this. Like, it makes you wonder, what is it going on that this is happening, Because I'm hearing even negotiations, he's willing to take less to stay at Juve. But the only thing I can say, and it's probably my conspiracy, is the Agnellis are just afraid of Dybala and how powerful he is in the club, and they see how loved he is. And they really maybe feel jealous of that or feel threatened about that. That's all I can think of. But other than that, I've never seen a player, love the club this much and the club love him, but being treated like this. And where would he go? I think Inter's front runners. I'm going to be honest. As much as, he's going to be switching rivalry, but we got to look at the positives. One, Pepe Morata, the man that brought him over from Palermo when he was at Juventus, is here. And he's been constantly speaking to him and showing him love, something that Juve have not. And then he got his Argentinian brothers, Lautaro and Correa, there. So he's already got connections there. And the last thing is he wants to stay in Italy. You guys have to think. I don't think he's going to go to England, because he had a chance to go to Man U and he had a chance to go to Tottenham, and he turned them both down when Juventus was trying to get him there. So I don't think he's going to go to the EPL now. And maybe Spain. Spain's still on the board, so we'll see what Spain. But Barcelona is having money problems. They're already getting rid of their players. So I don't know what it is. Maybe Atalanta, but we'll see, man. But I would love him at Inter. He will do wonders. The man, you can see he can play, and I just want him. If I can get one game where he scores against Juve in an Inter jersey, I'm set for life. But yeah, that's my thing on Dybala and Chiellini.
Fair enough. Cesare says Sunday I'll be in San Siro, I believe. Can you do me a favor, man? Can you personal message me on any of the inter-worldwide platforms? I need to have a chat with you then if you're going to be inside the San Siro with a decent phone and a decent camera. Thank you very much, sir. Well done to Giorgio Chiellini. Definitely has a couple years left in him if he wants to make a big bag over in the MLS or somewhere else. All the best. I am keen as to talk about Roma on this particular episode because they have a fantastic cup final coming up. Just before that, let's dedicate just 60 seconds to 2 minutes to talking about their 1-1 result, because penultimately it did force the first relegation of the Serie A season at the hands of Venezia. Venezia, I don't think they should be too gutted and disappointed with themselves. Yes, there were a lot of games this season where they probably could have gotten more points, but they are boys playing against men. It was not expected that they would have had a great season. On the contrary, and the negative side of that, you've never really seen Serie B so depthly competitive in your life. So I can almost guarantee right now, Venezia, even though they might be able to get a playoff spot, they are going to be climbing a huge mountain to try and get back up to Serie A. And my early prediction is that we don't see them again for a while. 1 point knocks out Venezia. I'm going to segue into that by letting the boys carry it over, mostly Adam, and talking about a huge Conference League Cup final against Feyenoord, which I have actually been to that stadium in Rotterdam before to watch a game, and I've raved in the club that's underneath the ground under the stadium. It's fantastic. It is such a good place, but I will definitely be rooting for my friend Adam, and of course, as Hoy said, Jose Mourinho, man. If there's anyone that's going to get the job done, it is going to be him. Adam, over to you first. You relegated Venezia, and you've got your game of the season as the last game of the season.
Yes, so let's start from this. I'm actually disappointed I'm not going to see the hipsters from Venezia, and more so the Stadio Penzo, which are a little boutique stadium there, just off the main island. But not great that we're not going to see that again, probably for a few years. But this game, man, like classic game where the ball just would not go in for us. We had 20 corners, 16 shots on target, 16 shots on target, hit the bar 4 times. We copped one in the first 30 seconds, which was just like, on the back foot before we could even get warmed up. And then, yeah, man, it was like they had a player sent off in the first half as well. And literally the game was played in one half for the rest of the game. Do you know when you were kids and you played half-court basketball?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. So yeah, it was just amazing that the ball didn't go in for us in the end. But another full Olympic. I keep saying that every show, but and it was great to see the players. I was watching on Sky Sport, Sky Calcio in Italy, and they kept they kept going with the footage where the players did the lap of honor and thanked the crowd for the season. And another outpouring of emotion. And we've got bigger fish to fry because although we've been really poor in the last 2 league games, I'm just seeing that the players are just so fatigued because there's been little rotation in that squad. We've played, 37 plus 14 games. What's that, 51 games in total. And it's literally been pretty much the same starting 11 for most of those games. Mourinho made a comment in one of his recent press conferences that total is probably an extra 140 kilometers per player. And when you're coming up against teams that only play once a week, it plays its toll. Even though technically a lot superior to Venezia, we just couldn't get over the line. Whereas if it was round 1 or 2, I think we would have trounced them. But that's where we're at. And looking forward to next season, we're going to have to make some signings to get to add a little bit more depth to that squad. But the final, guys, I'm starting to get really pumped now for it. People can joke that it's a third-tier European competition, but my response to that is there's only 3 continental trophies on offer out of all the clubs in Europe, and we're in the final of one of them. So it's nothing to be begrudged for, and also the fact that we haven't won a trophy since 2008. So to be in the final of this competition, I think it's a massive achievement for Mourinho and the club in his first year, because you can talk about the fact that we've come up against sides of less caliber, but we're playing Serie A every week as well, and the Coppa Italia. So when you're trying to fit these games in and play at a level you need to win, especially those games against Leicester. They take their time, and it shows a lot of character of the squad to be where we are. So we go into this final in Tirana in Albania, which is such a weird place to have a game. The stadium only holds 22,000 spectators, and the final and the Roma fans could have sold this stadium over 20 times. Really strange place to have it, but it is what it is. And I think they're expecting about 80,000 fans that don't have tickets to infiltrate the city. So hopefully there's no trouble, of course. But boys, we're about 9 days away from this game, and it's been dominating my thoughts already for a week. So the Roma club here in Melbourne, we've got to get together. Nice. At the Cannoli Bar here in Avondale Heights to watch the game. So we're looking forward to a big turnout there. And I'm part of a Roma chat worldwide where there's all the Roma clubs are advertising that they're getting together to show this. So it's massive if you're a Romanista. And if we can win this trophy, not only is it going to be a massive achievement for the club and for Mourinho, it really is. Hopefully, it's going to be the springboard for next season as well. So. You win this, you attract a different caliber of player, don't you? So,
absolutely.
Really looking forward to it, guys, and hopefully we can get over the line.
Nice one. We've got 21 people watching the roundtable right now, which is a PB for us. That's fantastic. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you are new, and I can see a fair few of you are watching it on Inter Worldwide. If you have, please do me a solid favor and migrate over to the Football Worldwide YouTube channel and give us a sneaky subscribe. Compadre Anth. Adam is in the chat, just sneaking in to say hello. Very nervous about this weekend. Anything can happen. I don't reckon the guy has smiled once, even when he's won the games against Atalanta and Verona, because I can smell a pessimist from a country mile away, and he's definitely one of them. But he's definitely one fan I'll be happy for if it comes off. But Adam is secretly supporting Inter because he said he's gonna give it to you hard, man. If they
we actually got a function. We're attending a function together on Saturday night. So what's that? It's the night before the games, isn't it? Are you guys playing
a night and a half because it's Monday 2 a.m. that we'll play.
Yeah, so you can imagine what the chat is going to be over a drink that night.
100%. All right, let's move on. Oh, it's Hoy. Of course, you're wearing a Roma kit, and I almost forgot to completely go to you, man. Important for Italian football to at least salvage something. Literally since we won the Euros, we've just been nothing but a laughing stock once again. You don't make the World Cup. You don't have a single team that can edge into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. It's just disappointing on all fronts, man. Disappointing, except for Mourinho's Roma, who can save some grace. How are you feeling going into this?
Yeah, no. And one thing I think, and you probably can check me on this, but if Roma do win, then that will mean we can get an extra team in the Europa League. So we'll have
That's
3
true.
Italian teams in the Europa League, 4 Italian teams in the Champions League, and someone will be in the Conference League. So that would be amazing to have 7 Italian teams competing in Europe next season. No, I'm like I said, Roma. I love Tammy Abraham, one of the best signing. I wish
Great
Inter would have been a proactive to go get him once we lost Lukaku, but amazing player. And like I said, Jose Mourinho, I hear this slander all the time. Jose Mourinho, Pep is better than him, Klopp is better than him. But what other coach do you see would come to Roma at the position they're in and build them up? This is why I love this guy. He did it at Porto. He came to Inter. He did it at Chelsea when Manchester United was, dominating the EPL, and
keep in mind Real Madrid had a pretty big La Liga drought until he came along as well and knocked off supposedly best team of all time.
Yeah, this man, maybe because of his personality, folks don't want to give him the credit he deserves, but Jose Mourinho is one of the biggest and amazing managers, and you can see players love him. Players all over the world speak highly of him, from Ibra to Eto to the Matrix, all of them, they speak highly of him. They do more for him, and he really came to Roma. It was rough at the beginning. Adam could probably say that, but he's bought into the club. The fans love him. The management loving him, and I want Mourinho to win so he can hold up that famous 3 fingers. He always does it for the treble. He does it for the 3 EPLs. And I know Jose Mourinho probably in the press conference he's going to be like, I'm the only manager to have won the Champions League, the Europa League, and the Conference League. And I want him to do that and get one up on Pep. But no, good luck to Roma. And like I said, just play. I feel like they have the better quality players, and they can do this. And this should be exciting for Roma, and all Italian clubs should come and support. Maybe not Lazio, of course, but everybody else should come out and support. I'm definitely going to be watching the final, rooting for Roma. I already got my kit ready. You know what I mean? Because this is putting Italian football on the map, and it's going to be nothing but great. So can't wait for this game.
It will be good, man. Shout out to my boy Rob in the chat. I'm definitely tuning into your show tonight at 8:30, man. The It's a Football Thing podcast. 3 Aussie blokes doing some good stuff. Can't wait to hear from it, man, because your boy Scott is going to be livid. Whenever you feel bad about your club, just remember there are Arsenal fans that exist in the world, bro. That is murder. It is disgusting the way that they have treated their fans this season after, man, you think we had opportunities to close out the Scudetto, Hoyan? I swear to God, they had like a 7-point jump with 3 games in hand at one point, and they're not going to go back to the Champions League. Usually I would say it's not over because Spurs will bottle it, but dude, Antonio Conte's there, man. They're not going to bottle shit.
We know Conte. We know Conte.
Yeah,
Conte is going to lock those players up and have a mind focus. And my heart goes out. I love Arsenal in the EPL. My heart goes out. I have a lot of brothers and cousins that are fans, and I've been checking up on them all day long, making sure they still with me. But it's just that's a horrible way to end the season.
It's like a bad movie with unlimited sequels, man. You guys, bro. We just don't want to segue too much, so let's move into the last section of the show, which we're just going to talk a little bit about this guy. I wish Zil Amor was here, Adam, because I swear to God, he must be the only Napoli fan in the whole world I know that doesn't like Insigne, and I can see his points as well. But this was an emotional moment for him as he looks to go to Toronto next season. I don't know why there's a section of Napoli fans that aren't behind Spalletti as well, because I think he's actually done a really good job for the first campaign. Napoli are going to finish 3rd this season. We'll go to Adam first, just in case he's pressed for time. Your comments on Insigne and Napoli.
Zio Amor has been highly critical of Insigne over this season, and especially so after he signed for Toronto. As I've seen, I don't agree with the way it happened, because as we know, he travelled the night before a game to Rome to sign this contract when, he should have been preparing for his the Serie A fixture. Now, it seems to be 2 schools of thought here that he's gone for the money. But look, I guess if we drill down to it, right, the reason why there's been this emotional farewell for him, and I watched this game live, and, if you watched it live, there were chants for him the whole game. There was Stishoni in the Curva. thanking him. There was the usual tears from him, tears from the fans. So what? Excuse me. What I can gather is, okay, he's gone for the money, but from speaking to other Napoli fans, not Ziamo, about it, the reason why they're thankful is because they feel now that he's past it. He's past the level he needs to be at to play in Serie A. And another Napoli fan I was speaking to said to me that he was probably past this. So for 2 years now, they think that he's been struggling just a little bit. He had a great Euro, right? He had a great Euro.
Yeah.
But, Toto Squillaci had a great Italia 90, did nothing else. But so, once you're in that tournament space, you sort of go up a level. But where in your league campaign, you need to be consistent over a sustained period. So they think he's gone past it. So that they're not too upset that he's actually leaving the team, because they can now replace him with someone of equal or better caliber. They're upset that he's a Napolitano who's leaving the club. So there's two. You need to separate them. You understand where I'm getting at?
Yeah.
So, so they're upset that he's leaving because he's Napolitano, favourite son, captain, whatever, but they're not too upset because they feel that he's gone past his best and it's probably time for him now to leave.
Yeah.
So that's where. But when you speak to Ziamo, he's got a different school of thought that, he disrespected the badge and the shirt and all that sort of stuff by going about it the way he did. I agree there as well. So, but... yeah, look, good luck to him. I mean, he's gone and trying to earn as much as he can over the next couple of seasons before he retires. Interesting to see how he goes in Serie A. But this man was their player of the season for me. For sure.
Hoy, quick comments on Napoli and leaders to Lorenzo Insigne.
Yeah, Lorenzo Insigne, great player, amazing. He's been at the club. I think now he's like the third top scorer. I think he just went over Hamsik this weekend. But his move to Toronto, folks need to understand these professionals have families. They, and they have to make some decisions for themselves due to the fact, what is good for my family, not only for my football career, but what's good. And the money that Toronto was offering was, something you have to, take into consideration. And Adam hit a couple points. Maybe he does see himself that he's not going to hit that top level that he used to be. And also, he wants to do a new adventure, maybe, and try out something new. So I don't know, the relationship between them and the Napoli fans, but in my eyes, he's been a class. He represented Napoli and also represented the Italian team very well. And I wish him the best. And probably another player I'm going to try to see if I can watch in the MLS as well.
Nice one, man. Well said. Another thing worth noting, Sampdoria are staying up this season. Genoa are going down. That also puts a little bit more pressure on Fiorentina to beat Juventus, or at least play to a degree of strength against Juventus on the final match day, so that they can still look at securing a potential Europa League spot. Just before we leave and close off, and I just really, really want to thank my guests as well, let's just take a little look at the ladder and a little look at the fixtures for next week, just so everybody knows this week's a little different than last, because most spots are cemented in terms of European qualification, in terms of the title being done. There's only one team only one spot left for relegation. It means that we don't need to play all the fixtures at the exact same time. Just to look at the ladder, obviously we know how the title is going to be decided this season. AC Milan need a single point against Sassuolo to be crowned champions. A loss for Milan and 3 points for Inter. We'll see Inter be champions. Napoli will finish third, Juventus fourth, and Lazio. I'm pretty sure the head-to-head with you guys, Adam, you beat them 3-0. They beat you 3-0 as well.
Yes.
Okay, so the tiebreaker. So you'll go on goal difference there. If it ends up being a tiebreaker between Lazio and Roma, Lazio will go through, as I doubt there's going to be a 6-goal turnaround on this particular match day. For Fiorentina, they can't get into fifth anyway, so it's all about just trying to get that last spot from you guys. It's going to be a pretty big dogfight, man, on this last day of the season with Fiorentina playing Juve. Who do you guys have in the last game, Adam?
Torino away.
Torino away, very tough as well. They've just beaten Sassuolo 1-0 as well in the last match day. No, sorry. Yeah, was it Sassuolo in the last match day? Or Verona? Verona. They went to Verona and won 1-0.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, so it will be tough.
It will be tough. You know what? I hope he rotates the squad and rests a couple of players, because at the end of the day, if we win the Conference League, we qualify for the Europa League anyway. So
of course.
got a couple of chances there.
Atalanta still with an outside shout, although their form this season has just pretty much suggested that it's not going to happen for them either. But let's just go into the fixtures instead, just so I know who's playing who, because I forget who Atalanta's playing as well. All eyes are just supremely on that Inter versus Milan race. They've got to say you'd kind of project that Atalanta will probably get 3 points, although we've seen stranger things happen. It's going to be tough for most teams on that final match day, actually, to snake those last European spots. Fiorentina, I think, will just be concerned with getting a conference spot anyway. What do you think, Hoy?
Yeah, I think they'll probably want to, put a little damper into Juve and get that win, and be able to, have a mini celebration as well. But they'll definitely try their best against Juve, I believe.
I think you've got the head-to-head then, Adam. Nicola says that Lazio beat you guys 3-2, and you beat them 3-0.
Far out, I just can't remember back that far. My brain's just been fogged with this whole Conference League thing.
If that's the case, man, then you guys have the head-to-head. You guys have the head-to-head on Lazio, and that actually makes it a little bit easier for you guys. So it actually does make it fairly easier than you guys if you can get on the same points as them. But I feel like, you're right, man. Mourinho's going to rest his men. He'll have one eye, both eyes pretty much supremely fixed on that game. So, Forza Mourinho and Forza Roma before the end of the campaign. Adam, Hoy, that's all we're going to have time for today on Football Worldwide Serie A Roundtable. I really enjoyed it. 21 people came through. Thank you very much. Like the video, subscribe if you're new. Adam, you have a really good day, man. Thanks for joining us again. And I hope when we do convene for a season review, you're holding silverware as well.
Yeah, if we might be in between, but if we meet next week, we'll preview it again. If not, after that time, hopefully I'm holding some sort of piece of silver. But look forward to it, boys.
Thanks, man. Hoy, you see that? We got one more week where we might be able to flash this around, but that's all good, man. That's all good, bro. Thanks for coming through and making your debut. I appreciate it.
No, most definitely. I'll just say, everybody, the neutrals are definitely going to enjoy it, but all the Inters and Milanistas out there, hold on to your seat. I feel like there's one more surprise left. I don't know what it is, but there's one more big surprise left. And one thing I also wanted to add is Inter and Milan being at their best is great for this league. Like, I don't know, I have seen so many other fans of other leagues tuning in, and today I just came from indoor and people's asking me how you feel about the league and how it's going to end. That usually never happens, so this is amazing. And we have a title race. I don't know when was the last time we had a title race on the last day.
It was us, I'm pretty sure, in 2009-10 when we went to Siena. We had to go to Siena to close it out. That's twice. I remember.
That's like what, 12, 11? Yeah, so it's been pretty long time. But so I'm really excited. Like I said, I'm already at the point where I'm happy with what I have in the season. If we get that number 20 at Scudetto, that second star, I'm taking off work. I'm enjoying another 3 days of celebration. But everyone enjoy. Thanks for having me on, Adam. And hopefully next time I speak to you, miracles has happened for us.
Well said.
Good luck, boys.
Thank you, bro. And to you, from all of us here at Football Worldwide, ciao ragazzi.